Hi, I'm Eric Rombach Kendall, and I've got Sam Pilafian with me, and we're going to talk about some of the issues in the first phrase of the Holst First Suite in E flat. We'd like to talk about tempo first. In considering tempo at the opening, one has to consider capabilities of the players, but also what some of the musical challenges are going to be, not only in this phrase, but in following phrases. So I like to choose a tempo that's about 96 beats per minute. That's a tempo that I think is playable by most good tuba euphonium players, and at the same time provides enough space for the harmonic suspensions and non-harmonic tones that follow in the next several variations. So let's play through, Sam, this opening at 96 beats per minute. Now sometimes the tempos are slower than that in some performances. I've heard as slow as, say, about 88 beats per minute. What are some of the challenges for the tubas and euphoniums at a slower tempo?
Can you put the tempo on?
You bet.
The minute I hear that, I think about surviving it. I'm thinking about making it as a piece of air and no longer as a piece of music. I got a management problem. How do I get to that half phrase in one piece? You know, so yeah, it's a problem. We'd have to do some sort of teamwork to get through it.
Okay.
But right away it becomes less about music and more about survival.
Okay. And then oftentimes the tempo is significantly faster than the 96 beats per minute. Let's put it on, say, about 108.
The minute I hear that tempo, I start to think about not banging the notes or being less than legato, which is marked on the part. Because I'm thinking about tempo. It's more about, you know, keeping a tempo than making a line.
Now, if you were going to breathe at the half phrase there, does that create an additional challenge at this faster tempo, trying to get the breath in time?
It's a problem getting the breath in time, but it's also easier. So you forget to take a great breath because you got there. So, wow, this is great. And that refresh breath is not very good, and the second part becomes a real problem.
Okay, let's try it at that faster tempo. Seemed to me that the fronts of the notes were getting a little bit of a bump that time.
Yeah, I'm marking. I find myself marking. The tempo takes over my thoughts. And keeping the tempo is more important to me than making the line beautiful.
Sure, got it.
So there is a sweet spot for this tempo as a player. Yeah. It's very interesting.
Yeah, so there are a number of challenges in selecting the right tempo. Some of them are musical challenges of this phrase. Some are musical challenges of the phrases that follow. And then there are practical considerations for the musicians. There is a psychological element to what does the player focus upon. If the tempo is so slow that they're concerned about making to the end of the phrase, that causes a focus on one thing. And if the tempo is overly fast, it could create a focus on something else.